Welcome everyone to Numi Members Night. Keith Chasson Double Diamond with Numi here. And oh, am I excited. Tomorrow, April 16th, marks 4 years since Jamie and I were first introduced to this amazing, amazing company and technology. April 16th, 2022 is the day we got the call and got excited about this amazing technology. I mentioned last night on the opportunity call how that was a dream come true for me with the hydrostatin molecular encapsulated glutathione. And what an exciting time this is. As exciting as I am about what's happened in the past with Numi, after listening to previewing what we're going to be watching tonight, I'm even more excited from where Numi, not just where Numi's at today, but where Numi's going in the very, very near future. So we got some really cool things that's going to be shared. It's going to be kind of like a podcast style between our CEO, Aaron Rennert, and our COO, Chris Fowler. So it's going to be pretty amazing. And with no further ado, let me get that podcast rolling. So, everyone, here we go. Chris and Aaron.
Hey everyone, welcome to Members Night. I'm really excited to be part of this. It's been a while since I've been on one of these, and so I'm grateful to just have a dialogue today. We have a very, very special guest with our CEO, Aaron Renner, and I'll give you two. Yeah. And we have a really, really cool conversation planned out for you today. We're just going to have a conversation, let you listen in. We want to talk about several different things that are happening around the Numi world, and I think you'll be really, really excited to listen in. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I haven't done this special podcast style report from Numi with Chris before, so I'm excited to be here because I never get invited to the Monday morning. So I'm just letting you know it's my first opportunity. So, anyways, thank you for having me.
No, we're excited. We're excited to have you. So, well, let's just dive in, shall we? And if everyone's excited, go ahead and drop a hello in the comment and where you're from. We're excited to see that. But as we go, what I want to do is, we're in mid-April already, which is crazy.
It is nuts.
I don't know how if time flies for everyone, I think, but let's kind of review. We had a really cool kind of start to the new year. And let's review those last 90 days and kind of see and get some feedback from the field type, if there was things that excited you about that. But we had a really cool 90 days. Where do you want to start with that?
Well, I think we start with really the strategy as we went into 2026.
Yeah.
Because I think
a lot of planning,
a ton of planning, and we spent a lot of time at the end of 2025 putting some real thought and idea and strategy into what we were going to do for 2026.
Yeah.
So that was what excited me.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to talk about those first 90 days without talking the last 90 days of 2025, right? Gotta get my years right. So we had our Blue Friday sale. It went crazy. And then we had December, and we had some special kind of promos and discussions and team things. But we had asked the field to do something really special.
Yeah.
With setting up their kind of New Year's kickoff, getting everyone involved and beginning the new year right. And I thought we had a crazy goal. What was our goal?
Our goal was 100. We wanted 100. Hey, everybody, 100 meetings around the world.
Yeah. We were excited. And well, when we first said 100, I think people are like, no, we're not going to get it.
I think I might have been. I don't know. We'll see.
I was like, it was just a nice number.
Yeah.
It felt good. But I think we sort of passed the 100.
Yeah. I think we went way past it.
Yeah.
5 times past it.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we got to the first 100, I said, oh, we're there.
Yeah.
This is amazing. But you guys did something really special. And the credit goes to the field here. But
well, I think I think the key was that you guys embraced it. You embraced the idea. You guys ran with it. So ultimately, the company puts out ideas. We put out promotions. We put out campaigns. We put out ideas to really spark or stimulate the field's ideas. And what you guys did, every one of you, is you said, okay, right on. We'll jump right in with you guys. We're a part of this. We're in a community together. let's run. And they did run from small meetings, medium-sized meetings to large meetings around the world. We had over
500.
Yeah, 500.
That's insane to even say.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this as well. What was interesting is that as we were looking at the calendar, one thing that we always look at is cadence. And so we talk about this cadence. Chris, if you ever spend time with Chris, you'll find out that he has a flywheel, and it creates a cadence around the flywheel because there are certain things that catch, that catch, that catch, that catch. And so there are ideas that we kind of created, and we said, okay, so let's spend the first 60 days really focused on getting these events kicked off around the world. And pretty soon our calendar was filling up.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just about a small meeting or a medium-sized meeting. It was also about where is corporate going to be around the world?
Yeah, we were excited to be with you and be
Yeah.
part of it. And there was one of us here that I don't know if I saw you for almost 30 days.
It felt like that.
Yeah. I think you had a layover back home for like.
Yeah, I had a week back in the US, but I was in Japan. We had some incredible meetings in Japan. I spent a lot of time on trains, new hotels every night. But the fact was, it was really about planting the seeds around Japan and getting to know some of you individuals that are out there in the field, in the markets that we were spending some time in. So Japan was kind of this seeding the market. And of course, we've got Ryan there. Ryan and Michael Firth are there
Right there.
literally today.
Yeah.
Just had their first meeting, the first ever NUMMI meeting last night. So it's kind of what creates, again, the cadence. But I spent time in Japan. It was amazing to spend time there. It was actually very cold, where we weren't getting a lot of snow here in Utah. They were getting a ton of snow in Japan. So while I was there, I was watching all these people bringing their skis and their snowboards and everything else. I'm thinking, I'm working, but I wish I was skiing or snowboarding right now. But long story short, we had that. Then I bounced over to Indonesia, and Indonesia was off the charts. I mean, it was unbelievable. The leadership there and the people, the individuals that are starting to build there and really get the traction. That was what just really enthused me. It really helped me kind of take that next catapult off. I came home for a week, and then I almost caught you in Europe.
Yeah. I was I think I traveled the day before you went. I had several meetings out in Romania, and then in Hungary. We were in Budapest. It was an incredible event. Shout out to Zolt and Peter and all of the wonderful Sandor, all of the wonderful leaders out there that I just incredible events. And then I had some business I had to get done in Netherlands, where our warehouse and our legal and our accounting is set up, and some good things happening there to create a really strong foundation from just a legal and regulatory standpoint in Europe.
But I think that's
And
the
you
key.
were all over.
Well, and I think that's the key, though. I want to go back to Chris's time that he spent in Europe. One of the big things is that rarely do you find an operations guy that can actually get on stage. And I mean this sincerely, folks. Rarely. Chris has got 20 years in the field. He understands you guys just as well as we do, anybody, just as well as you do. So he gets that side of it, understands what drives it, but he really understands the customer experience. And I think that's the key, is that what operations does is they create that experience. They wipe out friction. They find ways to make it easier or more efficient or more effective in terms of the way that they use shipping methods and customs duties and imports and all that good stuff. So Chris's world is very heavy. So one of the things that Chris was doing is he said, yeah, I'm going to be over in Europe. I said, man, spend some time with our field. And then he goes over to Green, goes over to Grant Thornton, make sure that everything looks great. But I'll tell you what, that for me is huge, because as we grow, we're seeing Europe go really, through the roof right now. And so getting over there and making sure that the experiences are great, that was important for me.
Yeah, and this is, and as you know, I mean, of all of us that know, we're talking to the choir here, we're talking to the people that know the best, is that this industry is still built person to person. It's still built, with each other in the same room, on the same Zoom, all of these things. And so when we get out there, it connects what happens here at the headquarters to what's really happening in the field. And we can come back with the knowledge of the feedback that we get from leaders and from the energy and the excitement, bring that back and really create better plans for the future. And so this was a really great way to just kick off the new year hit those bigger events. You were met with hundreds in Poland and then.
It was wild. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is that we get this feedback from the meetings that we're in. You know, if you have somebody whisper in your ear, hey, it's taking, a week and a half to get product shipped. Chris hears it and he immediately goes back to Green and says, we got to find better lanes. That's the bottom line. So yeah, I land in Poland. We have a few hundred people in Poland. It was unbelievable. And the fact is that what we're seeing now is that it's not just a country focus, it's actually cities within the country focus. So I was in Warsaw, but it doesn't mean that they're not having meetings in other parts of Poland at the same time.
Poland had a ton of meetings.
Yeah, all over the country.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Here's a high five.
Yeah, and we've got the Polish leaders here right now in Utah as part of the team challenge.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump ahead, but it gives you an idea of how this kind of parlayed the next features and the next events. And again, the cadence that we're working on. So it was amazing. I jumped on from Poland. I jumped on a plane, flew over to Estonia. It was our first meeting in Estonia, in Tallinn. It was great to see the leadership there as well as a lot of people, but it's also the Baltics that I think we're going to see a big surge. And of course, we've got Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia that now is there, but now you've got Finland, you've got Sweden, you've got a few other areas that are really starting to perk up. But we also then find out that we've got Kazakhstan and other spots that we're really starting to work on.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. When you say, the Baltic area, shout out to the teams there. I know I've worked with a few of them, but like what that's done is it's grown and that group of people has grown. And so now you have groups in Kazakhstan and Kazakhstan's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Hang on, we'll talk about that. And you have groups in other places in Asia that are Russian speaking. You have people here in the US that are building now. It's the power of the network. It's so fun. It's so fun.
It is. And I traditionally, I've been around the world a few times now. So as I go around the world, I tend to not spend as much time looking at cities and spending time out sightseeing, et cetera. I've probably been there before. Tallinn was one of the first places that I had not been. And it was funny. I was on with my wife and she was talking about, oh, Aaron, I'm on right now. I'm looking at some of the photos of Tallinn. This is a medieval city. You've got to go out. And I said, honey, it is freezing here right now. I don't know if I can walk around the city right now. It is so cold. I think it was -1 or somewhere right around there, maybe 5 Fahrenheit. So it was probably 15 to 20 Celsius minus.
Yeah.
It was freezing. But I started walking around that city and saw this medieval city from the 1100s, the 900s, the 800s, and I was mesmerized by it. So that was one thing. We received these valuable gifts in life, which are the experiences that we're able to have on the journey of life. And I absolutely walked out of that city saying, I have never seen anything more beautiful in my life. It was unreal what I saw. As a matter of fact, these guys got all the photos. I just kept sending them. I couldn't help it. But I think that's the amazing thing is that then you go from that city. I jumped on a plane. I flew over as I was traveling, got into Bologna, Italy. Bologna had their first meeting, and I think we had well over 200-300 people there. It was standing room only.
Incredible.
Davide has done a phenomenal job there. And as a result, Verona's got a big meeting coming up in May that I'm excited about because I think we're going to spend some time back in Europe, Steve and I. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the bottom line is, maybe I should throw that.
Bit.
Yeah, it is salting. I'm sorry.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned, folks. But the bottom line is that as I went into Bologna, the fact is when you have really professional leadership, you see these meetings go really, really well. And that's, again, the cadence that starts is to run to that next event. I then flew down to Cyprus, had amazing meetings. It was the first open meeting in Cyprus with Andreas and his crew. It was absolutely spectacular again. And then, of course, I got stuck in Cyprus because the war started. So there was a little bit of that was going on. So I was winding my way back around different countries to get back out and get back to the US, which I did without much of a problem, just a few days delay. But the bottom line is that that's what I believe builds this industry is these personal, as Chris mentioned earlier, these personal contacts, these personal touch points with you in the field. It gives us the ability to get to know you, your leadership style. It gives us the opportunity to get to know your people, your teams, and really lean into that to help you guys really build your future, because we know that that's the important part of this. But like Chris said, people join you. They're joining your community, your culture, the type of trust that they have for you. We just happen to be a wonderful benefit to them as well as a company that provides great product, great compensation, all those other wonderful things. So sometimes it's important to get validated by us, but the bottom line is it's you that's doing all the work.
And I think there's an actionable principle here that we can just want to highlight. You mentioned something earlier. You said like that we're trying to set some examples and provide some tools and programs and promotions to let people attach to those and build strategy around them, right? And a principle you always say is you're in business, right? This is a business. So when you're a member here at NUMMI and you have goals that you want to grow, you treat this as a business. And so one I think principle that we could say, if I'm listening on the call as a member, am I making regular contact or setting up regular points of discussion with my team, and am I going beyond that to where do I have a system for that, right? Do I have a program for that? Am I connected to my upline diamonds? Am I working with my upline and my downline to help create those touch points? Because just as we learn from the people as we visit with you, you will also learn what is stopping, that person from hitting the next rank by having those discussions or creating those moments. It's really important, I think. And I know many of you do Zoom calls and have team events and functions, and that's wonderful. But maybe there's someone on this call that's like, I need to start doing that. Yeah. And that was part of this whole New Year kicker. We want to give you the confidence. And it's messy at first, right? Yeah. When you first do your first event, I've seen it. I remember my first time speaking. It's terrifying, and you're going to make lots of mistakes. But that's the wonderful part of we're all humans.
It's called growth.
Yeah, it's called growth.
It really is called growth. And the opportunity as well. The interesting thing is, I know that I'm going to lean into what Chris just said, because I know that when I got back, I was noticing that we've got thousands of new people joining every month. That's exciting to us, but it's also scary because those individuals that are coming in are the most important people in our network. They really are. They're the most important people on our teams that we need to embrace, that we need to give them all of the best information that we can to give them the best foot forward. We want them to see success. We want them to create that belief. So the most important part of that is your onboarding. And so if you're not doing the onboarding, we are working on a few projects right now. As a matter of fact, just last week, we had our first onboarding training. Michael Firth, I jumped on for a few minutes. I had nothing to do with the caliber of the training. Michael Firth did a spectacular job on that one as well. But the reason that I bring it up is that it's so important. I mean, so important.
Oh, yeah.
To embrace these individuals, really bring them in and handhold them during their first 90 days. To really give them the best, again, opportunity for success, because it scares me to death. You have thousands of people joining, but they're not sure what to do.
Yeah, and connecting to the community, connecting to the calls, connecting to, we have a layout of like this call, we have the Monday call, we have Steve does a monthly call. Third Thursday. So we've got all of these calls. There's lots of ways to connect. So maybe the invitation that we could throw out to everyone listening right now is, if you haven't, or if you've been a minute, haven't set up a strategy or a call or a, hey, every Monday I'm gonna call my downline or have a group meeting, whether it be on the phone or Zoom or however you guys want, at the coffee shop, doesn't matter. Maybe put that plan into place and have disciplined discussion on, okay, what are we doing for, this week or this month? What are our goals? What are the things that we've done? This is how success is achieved, because those are accountability meetings, those are creation meetings, and those are motivating meetings to the team. So I would throw out that challenge to everyone. If you haven't done it, start doing it.
I love it as a challenge, and I'll tell you why. Because one thing that I know, and Chris is hitting on some super important parts. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. I always tell people that I love being able to see around corners. And the reason that I talk about seeing around corners is not because I'm so intelligent or I have so much wisdom or I have this ability to be clairvoyant. The fact is I don't. What I do have are these incredible individuals that I've surrounded myself with, which you also have as well. So I tell you this because I want you to think about this, put this action into your own thoughts and your own mind as you go through this thought process that Chris just gave you. Because when I look at Chris, I think about, okay, so I've got this individual, 20 years of experience. He's been through every single pitfall in the industry. He's also been through the greatest highs in the industry. So why not lean on him for his wisdom, his experience, his understanding? Lean on Anton, lean on Sergio, lean on Bert, lean on Ryan, lean on Coleman and IT, lean on all these different individuals for their knowledge, their expertise, their understanding, and their wisdom, so that you can use that. Now, I say that, put that into your own practice. Think about the people that are in your team. Think about the people that are part of your leadership group, the people that you really rely on, but also look at those individuals that you may not know very well and use Chris's point. Reach out to them, connect with them, have a conversation, find out what their goals are, what their dreams are, what their film, or they're great in front of a crowd, whatever it may be. Identify those strengths of those people that you work with.
Beautiful.
Look at your weaknesses a little bit, because it's okay to know that I don't do well in certain situations. We talk about
Effective partnering.
effective partnering. That's what I was just going to
Yeah.
say. Perfect. And that is effective partnering right there. So recognize the strengths of the individuals that you're surrounding yourself with. We always say that cheesy cliche that everybody talks about. You're the average of your 5 closest friends. Well, this is the same thing in business. You align yourself with those important people so that you can really have great success. And I promise you that as you look at your teams, you'll find out you've got some incredible talent. You just need to reach out and find out who they are.
Yeah, and we said the word challenge.
Yeah.
And I think there's a tie into what we part of what we've done in the last 90 days, right? With this team challenge. And this is all leading up to kind of like, hey, this is the purpose, right? We want to bring you together as a team. We want to bring you together as individuals. We want you guys to discover those strengths, create those effective partnerships. And we don't want it to just be the first 90 days.
Yeah, right.
We want this to go on. We want you guys to create your own team challenges, your own team culture, and work within the whatever tools and assets and things that Numi has, and really create and help people in their journey, especially the thousands that keep joining every month. They need us. They need you. They need you to connect them to the community. Many people join Numi. They love the product. They love the opportunity, but boy, they just want a friend. They just want somewhere to belong. And we can be that.
Well, I think, to Chris's point, we have created an incredible community of people, like-minded, go in the same direction, same passion, same interests. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with, because you can really dive in with them into some areas that maybe you're not comfortable spending time in, but they are. And so realize, again, this is your opportunity to really open up your eyes, your ears, and your minds in terms of what you can do. Maybe you have some special talents and skills that nobody knows about. Let people know as well, because that's the opportunity for you to grow. And I always tell people this: you will find more growth in this industry than you'll ever find in your 9-to-5 jobs. I promise you that. You're stretching yourself in so many different ways that you're identifying areas that you never thought you had a strength. I promise you do.
Yeah. So this is incredible 90-day start, right? We saw it in not only in ranks, we saw that in the different countries that have grown, the different markets that are growing, different products that are really, really taking flight. And so all of these cool things were happening in these 90 days. If you were part of the team challenge, or if you had a great experience, just, drop something in the comments saying how awesome it was. If you won one of these amazing cool backpacks, I hope to see you guys wearing those when I'm on the road or at events. This is a really, really cool gift for those that won. I just think this is incredible. And you said it. What's kind of unique about the team challenge right now at this moment is we have people here, right?
We have people here. So Kazakhstan, when I talked to Chris about Kazakhstan, a year ago, maybe?
Yeah.
And I said, Chris, I think it's starting to heat up a little bit. And Chris said, okay, let's look at it. In my past life, I actually had some experience where we started registering all of our products through Kazakhstan. It was a better entry point into the CIS region. And so Chris has had that same experience. Again, we're very aligned on these things. So Chris has been working through that process. We had these wonderful Kazakh people that were able to win the team challenge to spend time with us here in Utah. They're down literally in Moab right now in southern Utah, experiencing some of the most beautiful landscapes you'll ever see. Look for those photos, look for the videos that are coming out because they're all over the place. But the bottom line is that it's an opportunity for us to celebrate their success as well. And it gives us a chance to get to know them in different ways. Again, we can go to a meeting out in the world. I was thinking about Italy as a good example. You know, I'm in Italy. We had 4 Italians that won the team challenge. They weren't able to make it here because of visa issues. And so as a result, they weren't able to be here. But I just spent time with them a month ago. And so I had that opportunity to really get to know them, get to know their culture, and again, get to know kind of their desires as a team around Italy. And that opened up a whole new opportunity for us regulatory wise, making sure that we were compliant with the Italian government. I always tell people, I like to be in front of the field. In the case of Italy, I'm a little bit behind. That means Chris is a little bit behind. Doesn't mean that we're way behind. It just means that we've got to run a little quicker to get things in place. But that was part of my meetings while I was in Italy. I spent an entire day with consultants talking about how do we make sure that we've got everything in line and that everything looks perfect. But that's the side that we take care of on the NUMMI side, on the corporate side. You guys keep running, keep doing your thing, keep enjoying the successes that you're having. We'll continue to support you.
Yeah, and it's so incredible to watch. We were at dinner just 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And we had our Polish winners. Incredible. I think they took the top prize. And then it was the Italian team.
Yep.
And then our Kazakh team. How crazy is that? Where are you in the world going to have people from Kazakhstan, Poland, and Italy, in the same room, right?
And they are absolutely some of the greatest people that I've ever had a chance to spend time with. That's what I love about NUMMI.
Yeah, and I guess I should say the Italians. Yeah. They're going to have to delay. They had to delay. There was an issue with one of the team members, the visa and travel, and so we're going to make sure we celebrate them.
Absolutely.
But they were there in spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I should correct that. But
yeah. But that's the bottom line is that our goal is to always see everybody recognized, to see people having great experiences. And that's really what we want to do. But again, that's something that we have fought hard for here at NUMMI because we recognize that the industry is a tough world to be in.
Yeah.
And we want to make it as comfortable and as carefree would be maybe a little bit of a stretch, but give you guys the chance to really see what it looks like to reduce the friction and to find the easiest ways or the paths to, again, success and achieving that success. So that's really our goal right now as we continue to build this company, is to give you that.
Yeah. And I love the passion that you just feel from the individuals and not people just it touches my heart. And reaches us in ways that you can't do that with even these calls, as good as they are.
Well, and I think it goes back to something that you mentioned, Chris. One thing that we recognized as we were coming up into 2026, so as the end of 2025, as we were putting these team challenges in place and really starting to do our New Year's kickoffs and really start to drive the strategy for those, the thing that we've recognized is that over the last number of years, people have really gone to the easiest way to communicate, and that's Zoom. It's Google Meets, it's whatever platform you can find, Meeting, et cetera. But as a result, what we really wanted to do is get people back face to face. We wanted people to have the opportunity to come back together and again, meet the individuals that are on their team, meet the individuals that are going to support them or that they're going to support, so that it becomes a little bit more like we were maybe 20 years ago, where you used to drive around the neighborhood and pick up people in your Suburban, and you would throw them in the back of the rig and you drive them to the meeting because you had 10 or 12 people that you wanted to make sure they got there because you knew how important and valuable the message was. That's where we're back to now. I really feel like that. It's kind of the energy that's in our company right now is starting to drive that same behavior.
Yeah, 100%. It's so cool to see. And so that gave us this really cool foundation to build the new year on, right? This 90-day team challenge, this the New Year's kickoffs, all of this, and to think, hey, these were new concepts we've introduced to you for this year. And so some of you were great and jumped into it and had massive success. Some of you, like me, I need to watch it be done a little bit. I participate, but I learned a little bit differently. And so I'm really excited about when we do this again as part of our cadence next year, what you guys are going to do.
I can't wait.
And what prizes and other things and how we're going to recognize those. So it's just going to get better from here, I guess is what I'm saying. So some of you might be going, man, I missed out, or I didn't achieve what I wanted to. Don't, that's great. That teaches us, you know, that those are words that help us to grow. Don't let it stall you, or excuse you. Just say, hey, I'm going to get another chance at this. And we're gonna do it bigger and better, and there's gonna be amazing things happening as part of this cadence. But this was a great way to introduce it. So
it was amazing.
Yeah.
And you guys really embraced it, like I said. So as Chris mentioned, as we start doing these every year, which I'm not letting the cat out of the bag, you guys all know that I want to do this every year. It was a massive success. I don't think next year is 500 meetings. I'll bet it's 1,000 because we're that much bigger next year. We're in that many more countries. We're that many more cities that are starting to grow. So the value of what we've just done is really creating this launch pad for next year's success. And like Chris said, we're going to improve every day, every way to make it even better.
Yeah,
this next year.
It's your mantra.
Exactly.
Continuous improvement. We hear it every day.
Yeah, sorry.
So, which I love. So, but you know, those are the 90 days. You said something earlier about looking around the corner.
Yeah.
Can we give them a look a little bit around?
I think we have
this next, because the next big thing that's happening, right? We're all marching towards Barcelona, right?
Big.
And there's a lot. There is so much that's going to happen there. I don't even want to. I can't. I'll get tempted.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Chris has a lot of responsibility, so for him it's monumental.
Yeah.
It's sitting on his shoulders
Yeah.
as he's dragging this giant beast down the road to make sure that we're in Barcelona and we're able to literally do everything that we had planned on exposing during that event. But he's right. We don't want to give away too much, but we do want you to realize there's something that I've been working on lately, and I'm going to just jump in right now with it because I think it's important to do. It's not on our plan right now. Chris and I talked about what we really wanted to share, and these are the things that we're sharing. But what I really want you to realize is that all of you, every person that's joined NUMMI, and I heard this from the Kazakh people, you joined because of the technology of the delivery system that we have, which is called Hydrostat. You're finding out that we're delivering nutrition unlike anybody else in the world. You're finding out that the efficiency that we're delivering nutrition is unlike anything that you've ever seen or experienced. And so as a result, each of you that have embraced this technology are identifying and seeing the things that we're now starting to bring out. We've of course brought out our NutraSwish, and we of course have brought out our NUMMI Skin, and then we had our HERS, and we have Neuro, and now we've got our NUMMI Hair. So you've got these incredible brands that we brought out in these products that are changing people's lives, and we see it around the world. But we're not stopping there. So I think the biggest key is you want to be in Barcelona for a big reason, and that is to see what else we're able to deliver through our Hydrostat. I'm not giving away any secrets, but I will tell you this. We haven't stopped in our R&D. Our laboratory is constantly doing things that literally sometimes they're masking up around the windows. People can't see in. They're working on little projects, trying to identify ways to create improvements and efficiency, et cetera. But we've got some products that we're probably going to launch there. And I'm telling you, I don't want to say anything more than that, but you have got to be there because that's where these launches will happen. And I always tell people, it's not just launches that happen there. It's where literal leaders are born at these events.
And it's limited space.
Yeah.
It will sell out. It will sell out, and it will sell out probably within the next 30.
Well, the tickets are
days.
going like crazy.
Yeah. So it's like, we just want to create that opportunity. This is the moment to lock in, be there. It's worth it. There's a lot of value. I know some of, like, you might say, oh, wow, but you know, a lot of planning, a lot of this, but there's going to be a lot of value. Leaders are born there. You're going to be able to have that community feel. So really, really important.
Can I say something real quick on this note? And I had to stop Chris real quick because when we got off the boat, I know you weren't able to make it on the cruise. When I got off the boat and Erica and I were walking into the city of Barcelona, we start walking and I look over to the left and I see the Maritime Museum, and it is spectacular. This is a beautiful, beautiful museum. And it is I think in my personal opinion, it's going to be one of the most spectacular backdrops of any event that I've ever been to myself. This is in a space that is gorgeous, but it also limits our ability to actually add more people. It's not like I can add more chairs. I just don't have the capability. But 800 people will be in that event, and it will be packed to the rim with people that are as excited as you are. getting excited about the products that are being launched, getting excited about the direction that Numi's headed, and getting excited about the calendar that you're going to be, again, given the opportunity to look at, because you'll see where we're going in the next 6 months to a year as we drive right through the end of 2026 and go into 2027.
It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited. I was going to say nervous because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, we just had a meeting on
I
this,
got
by the
to
way.
work a lot.
Yeah.
We got this.
We just had a meeting on this, and literally everything is thrown over
Yeah.
the fence to Chris's team. So I
Yeah.
just tell you that because he's got to carry a lot of weight on his shoulders, but I thank him for that as well.
Well, I've got a great team. Like
You've
I've
got
got
an
great
incredible team
people
here.
that really do a ton of, just bring a ton of skill to the
Yeah.
effective partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I wanted to also back up a little bit on the Achieve trip, because what really drove us as we got into 2026 was the fact that we had this incredible run up to the end of 2025 with people qualifying for the Achieve trip. Now we've got 100 people that are coming to the Achieve trip that will be right on the front end of the Barcelona event. So the Achieve trip will be in the same city, but they'll all be there. So you're going to have this incredibly infectious attitude of people that have just learned what they've learned and have the personal growth opportunities, being trained by people like Steve Scott, by Chris, by Ryan, by the field, by me, by others, giving them that same opportunity to, again, have that growth that we're all looking for. Every day, I want to grow. That's my goal. So giving people that chance to be in a room for 2 days and just get,
so cool.
man, it's going to be amazing.
It is. So, but there's a lot happening between now and then.
Yeah.
Can we, like, we've got some cool things going on. I don't know where do you want to start?
Well, why don't you hit on some of the things that you know?
Oh yeah, I'd love to just salt a little bit
Yeah.
of some cool things that are going to happen. This is for our US and soon to be Canada friends. There's going to be some really cool PRP enhancements.
Yeah.
So our professional retail program, and I know when we talk about this, I know that there's people who don't have access to this, and that is something that there's some long-term planning there. It's not something that is, it's a different business model and governments treat it differently. But US and Canada, you're our back door, you're close to our hearts. We honor and love, we wouldn't be there without you.
Yeah,
So
right.
we have some incredible PRP enhancements that are coming. So just stay tuned. You're going to be really excited about this one.
You got to tell them.
Like we're launching some products.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're expanding the product line. We haven't done that for a minute.
Well, so here's the thing, and Chris and I always do have a struggle because every time we get on a Zoom, it's an audience that's around the world. So like Chris said, it's always hard to kind of segment out just the US and Canada.
Should I grab the bottle?
Yeah, grab the bottle.
Oh, I gotta grab the bottle.
Yeah.
I gotta grab the bottle.
So I'll
Give me a
keep
second.
talking
Yeah.
for just 1 second, because here's the thing is that when we're working on some of these aspects, there are areas that we want to impact. And sometimes it can impact the world, and sometimes it can only impact certain parts of the world. In America and Canada, we have the ability to do the reseller program. So as people walk in and they sit down with their doctor or an esthetician or somebody, they have a chance to really spend time talking about our products and how they fit into the practice of the individuals. So one of the things that I want you to recognize is that, as it is only in the US and Canada today, take advantage of it if you're in the US and Canada. It's an opportunity that not everybody has. So I'm going to twist it back to the people that are here. You have an opportunity that nobody else has. You could go into a professional setting and have a conversation about bulk purchase items and give them the same experience that they have with our other products, but in more of a, if I will say, more of a consumer direct base. So the opportunity is really in front of them. We've got a few products we've got a product that's launching into the PRP in the US and Canada. And then we've just got approval on another product that maybe I'm not supposed to talk about.
No, we should. We
Yeah,
should talk
let's
about
talk
both.
about it.
So PRP is like one of the fastest, well, I'd say it was one of the fastest growing channel
Yeah, big time.
in the US. So if we look at different channels, country or states and communities and even organizations. But if we looked at year-over-year growth in the PRP from 25 to 24, it was one of the fastest growing channels. And we're so excited to continue to see and support those efforts. We made a lot of continuous improvement in the channel, right? So looking out for the next, I won't give you a date yet, but we are going to be bringing the next product to the PRP, which is going to be Prima Hair. And I don't think anyone's seen this.
No, nobody's.
We're
seen
gonna get
this.
in so much trouble. Am gonna
I
get in
think
trouble?
we might get in trouble.
You're the
Well,
CEO.
Yeah, and we're the seal. Who's gonna get us in trouble?
Sergio?
Nobody can get us in trouble on this, Chris. Let's
Oh,
go.
Anton.
Yeah.
Don't let them see this. So Prima Hair, this is such a cool bottle, very elegant. There's going to be a lot of resources wrapped behind this. So just stay tuned. So if you're listening, or if you want to get into the PRP and you don't know how, there's some incredible training modules. We're going to be sending an email out to give you those access. They're in your back office right now, but we'll make it easy. You'll see some communication on that. But if you're in the US going, what's my next move? It could be this.
Yeah.
It could be finding a PRP channel and growing it, because it's a very consistent, high turn, a product turn business.
It is.
They're the retention's crazy. The lifetime value is crazy. The metrics are all in your favor to grow this PRP channel. So Prima Hair is probably one of the more requested products. It has a great before and after. It has a great shelf appearance. There is nothing like this in the market. We put a competitive analysis together.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was great.
nothing like it.
Chris whipped up a competitive analysis that I've never seen before. And literally, he called me down to his office. He goes, Aaron, you've got to see this. And I walked in, and the first thing I saw was incredible marketing assets. So that was the start.
Yeah.
We needed kind of a launch plan around this.
Yeah.
But the second part about it was that it created this brochure. And Chris and I started going through it, and all of a sudden I'm like, what, where, how, when, how? Amazing. So I tell you that because it's rewriting, if you will, the script on hair care. From the scalp to the follicle to the shaft. I mean, we're talking about
Anti-aging, yeah.
anti-aging for the hair, anti-aging for the scalp. It's an amazing product, but it's one that will sit perfectly in your salons, in your esthetician's office, in your doctor's offices, et cetera, because it's so incredible. It's a leave-in product. As a matter of fact, I know
So
Chris
easy to
uses it every
use.
day. I use it every day. Hey, I'm spraying it like crazy because I really want to try to keep my hair. I really want to do everything I can. My wife said the other day, just go to Turkey. But I am focused on trying to use our product to grow new hair. I see Rhonda's photos of
If we
her
ever-
before and afters.
If
I
we were
see
announced that
Sherry's.
we're launching Turkey, there might be
Oh, there could be a
alternative-
bite. Yeah, there could be.
Might be an ulterior motive. there.
Yeah, well, that might be a great
Yeah.
product add-on to the people that go to Turkey. I saw a flight the other day that they were joking about all the bald guys that were flying to Turkey. Nonetheless, the bottom line is an incredible product,
Yeah.
incredible science behind the product with the ingredients that we've used. These are the greatest ingredients that you could find, and we've got them all in our product. You will not find them in other products out there in a full cadre of product. It's not, or a formula. They may have one or two of them in there. So again, thank you for bringing that up because PRP is going to run. It is a phenomenal program. And again, like Chris said, it grows and grows and grows. People keep using it. They keep buying bulk products from us. And again, they don't have to get into the traditional way of selling and network marketing. They have the opportunity to really go in and talk about a price that is a keystone price. It gives them the ability to have their markup on it. So they make their money. They don't talk about MLM. They don't talk about network. They just talk about the product itself.
It's beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah. And it helps support and validate Numi. So they work in harmony with one another versus this competing thing. It's so weird. So look forward to this. Lots of information to come soon. We won't give any dates, but just be aware of that. It's coming very soon. And then for our Canada friends,
Yeah.
this will be available, I think, in the US only for now. We'll get it. We got to go through the regulatory stuff for Canada, but we do have a surprise for Canada. We've in the very near future, again, I won't give a date. We are going to be currently Canada has the old Swish 30 red PRP bottle.
Yeah.
It's not the extra strength formula that we released last year, but we are going to be making that available very soon. You will have access to, I call it the white label,
Yeah.
which is the Swish 30 extra strength product. So that's going to be available, and that will be launched into Canada very soon with the Canadian label, with the French on it, all of the important things for them to be able to market and resell that product into Canada.
Well, and let's be honest, Canada's been screaming for that white label. So
Yeah.
I only throw this out again, giving the accolades back to Chris and his team, because ultimately They were screaming for it. They had the old red bottle. It's the older formula, which doesn't mean anything, just means that it hasn't gone to the enhanced one that we really got in clinics around the US. And boy, the feedback has been, it's been sensational.
Well, it's because we're growing that channel.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are repurchasing, they're rebuying.
Yeah.
New doctors and new clinics are coming on all the time.
Great
So
success.
just cool program. I don't want to spend too much on it. That's just a peek.
Yeah.
Actually, we gave you more than that.
But
Sorry.
get on it, because I'm telling you, if you don't understand the program, learn about the program, call your upline, call those individuals that can help you with it, because I really do want you to know it is a great avenue to create a lot of volume and give yourself the best opportunity to start working again with those doctors, those estheticians, gym owners, trainers, et cetera, because again, our products work so well with all of those individuals. So it's a great line.
And again, if you don't know how to do PRP, there's some great training assets by some of our very best PRP builders. They've done these trainings, they're modules. There's, I think, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Go clue into those, learn from them, meet with your team, say, hey, how do we get our first PRP client? Go after it. We're here to support you. This is a credible moment to approach whoever does your hair and say, boy, I've got a product. So, I mean, I've personal experience, just I've been using it and I go get my haircut and they're like, wow, your hair is very healthy. Like it was interesting. I just didn't, no one comments on my hair. It's just whatever. But like it works. It's a great thing. So hairdressers notice.
I normally wouldn't give my secrets away, but yesterday, so my esthetician that has been doing my waxing, I always like to make sure I show you where my waxing is. She is retiring. She just retired on April 1st. So I had to find a new person. I went to the new person yesterday. I laid down to get ready to have my treatment. And literally she said, your skin looks so healthy. I can't believe it. And I said, well, I'm 58. She said, you don't look like, your skin does not look like it's 58. She's a licensed esthetician. She does a lot of skin treatment. I've never met her before. First time I've ever met her. She wasn't just being nice. After getting to know her, I can tell you she wasn't just being nice. But she said, your skin looks great. I said, I can't wait to tell you more about my product when we have more time. I didn't have a lot of time. But I said, I can't wait to tell you more about our product because you're going to love it and you will want it in your salon. She said, I can't wait to hear more about it as well. So to the point that Chris just made,
It's such a natural
it is
conversation.
so natural.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Well, good. And there's a couple other things. The website, do you want to talk a little bit about what's going on there?
I do. Hey, we have spent about a year and a half, maybe a year and a half, probably. We wanted to make sure we did it right. We wanted to make sure that the enhancements didn't break anything. We wanted to make sure that everything that we're doing to make your experience just total improvement, making it so easy for you to navigate, so easy for you to purchase and transact, so easy for your people over in foreign countries to be able to do the same. I heard this morning, and I maybe I shouldn't say this as well, but only because I always get my foot in my mouth as Chris does here and there. Long story short, one of the things that we wanted to do was really make sure that we had payments, the ability to have more payment options. And the bottom line is that many of you, especially if you're in different countries, different parts of the world, you use payment methods that are different than what we may use, say, here in America, or maybe in Germany, or maybe in France, who knows? So the bottom line is we scoured the world and asked about it. And I think we're over 30 payment options now.
We're in testing.
Yeah.
For those.
But the reason that I bring it up is that these are the enhancements that we're talking about. These are the ways that we're trying to improve the website so that you have all the confidence in the world to send anybody to transact.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the key.
PayPal alone.
Yeah. Opens up the world.
It opens up a ton of different areas where people can kind of transact what they're used to transacting.
Yeah.
Right. Not, for me and you in the US, Visa, Amex, that's easy for us. But somewhere in the world where maybe it's a US dollar transaction on a local bank card, there's some friction there.
Yeah.
And there's costs associated with it. And so they may be paying with a unique payment method that you and I haven't heard of. But we've got the best experts that have created this web of local payment transactions, and that will be soon available to people as we transition over to the new website, as testing continues to show great success. There'll be some great opportunities there. So
I'm excited. And I'll tell you why, because there are a lot of things that we have done that have really been, let's listen to the field. Let's understand what their needs are. Let's understand what some of the pitfalls are, what some of the areas that potentially slow down the transaction, slow down the process. We want to remove all of that. So our goal was to really listen, first and foremost, get all of that kind of baked in and the platform there. So it doesn't change the back office, doesn't change any of that. What it really does is that front end relationship becomes really easy. And it doesn't change, again, the basics that you use every day. What it really does, it makes them more complete. It makes them more efficient. It gives you the ability to have more options. And that's our goal. So we want to make it easier. There are a few things that we're going to bring out that will make it even easier as you go along. But again, we're not going to give away all of it. But there have been a massive amount. I can't remember how many Coleman told us. The feedback queue is unbelievable because you guys in the field, especially the leaders, the diamonds, the crowns, et cetera, you've spent a lot of time really going through and understanding exactly what those areas are, even down to grammar areas or
pictures,
yeah,
the marketing side,
whatever it is. So we're excited as well because it does open up a massive amount of opportunity for the world. That's our goal, because as we grew around into 74 countries, seems like a lot. It is. But the bottom line is that as we've continued to grow, we're trying to catch up to some of these markets to make sure that, again, a payment option in Indonesia, a payment option in Japan, a payment option in Mexico, wherever it may be.
Yeah.
We want to be able to give you everything that we could possibly give you and not stop there as people say, oh, I'm in this country and we use this payment option. Well, let's figure out if we can do it.
Yeah. And it brings confidence, right?
Yeah.
Like there's always concern when you're buying a product that's not local or experience that doesn't seem local while you're on the shopping on a website. People go, oh, is this real? Is this a scam? And then they see, oh, they accept these different payment methods. It's in my local currency. It's in my language. This feels legit. So it should make the sales transactions much easier and much less, less friction. So, but lots of cool things happening around between now and then. Stay tuned. I think there's lots of other calls that'll be happening throughout the week and next week. We look forward to that, but we should wrap up. And do you have any final parting wisdom or a challenge that you want to share with the people?
The biggest thing that I really want to capitalize on this year, and the thing that I'm focused on more than anything, are these live meetings. I don't want those to slow down just because January and February slowed down for some. I want you guys to really focus on bringing people together and face to face, like Chris talked about. Again, we've used great applications like we're on right now, but those are only good for those short-term quick fixes, giving people the opportunity to have touch points. The key is to have live meetings, face to face, belly to belly, talk about the things that are important, share the messages, touch the energy that's in the room, get to know the people in a whole different way that you can't do it on a screen. So I tell you that because that's one of my big goals for this year. If we can really keep that campaign alive, continue to, again, compound those meetings so they grow and grow and grow, that's our goal.
Stacking wins is the best, quickest way to momentum, right?
Yeah.
You just stack little wins, little ones. Like, hey, you saw someone enroll somebody in your team, go give them a high five. Congratulations. What an amazing accomplishment. Hey, what are we, here's what you do with that new enrollee, right? Stack those wins, get those meetings planned, or work with your diamond or work with your upline to do that. And have faith in yourself. We do. We believe in you. And that's really important. And I hope that we continue to deliver. I look forward to seeing everyone in Barcelona, get those tickets, and everyone have a good night or wherever you're at in the world.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. See you later. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.